because I am here on a brand new system using a brand new platform, and I have no idea if this is working. But in case it is, here is my official introduction. Hi, this is Simon Leung from simonleung.com, and welcome to my first official live. Now, of course, it's not the first time I've ever been live. In fact, I just finished a 14-day consecutive live stream. And so for that, I have a little bit of experience. But in reality, when it comes to doing my own thing and having my very own live stream, this is the first time that I am doing this all on my own. So, hey, what do you know? I'm starting to see some comments here. Asher, what's up, buddy? Hey, I'm trying a brand new system. This is Restream, so it's a little bit different from StreamYard, which we're using for the last couple of weeks. Prem, how you doing, sir? Hi. Wow, I guess we are actually live. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So congratulations for all of you who are here joining me live for the very first time. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to say. I have no idea if this was even going to work, but apparently I am live on Facebook. Let me see if anything is happening on YouTube, because again, this is the very first time that I am actually doing this. So everything is a test. Everything is just a matter of seeing whether or not it works. Jackie, yeah, what's up? What's up, dude? Thank you for joining my very first live. I have never done this on my YouTube channel before. I've never done this on my Facebook before. So, of course, you are here for history in the making. Again, I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about. In fact, about 12 hours ago, if you're actually my friend on Facebook, which you should be if you're not, by the way, I put up a post 11 hours ago. Been almost a week since live streaming, 14 days straight. Thinking of going live again this weekend to test out some new platforms. Here I am. Wonder what I should be talking about, right? And we got some suggestions. Frank says, how do you like to get started online if you had to do it all over again, if you had little or no experience? Panang Tang said how e-commerce can help you in poverty alleviation. David Kavanaugh is inviting me to his live stream, which is happening in just about an hour's time. So obviously I cannot stay long. Carmen, very nice. Anything. We will watch whatever you share. Jessica from Australia says how you would start your online business if you were a newbie using Groove. So if you don't know what Groove is our free community that you can join right now if you want to, because not only will you get a whole bunch of software products, you get a community, you get free training every single day, and that 14-day live streaming marathon that I was just talking about, well, this was basically for Groove, okay? So they do so much, go above, way and beyond for their customers, for their members. Even if you invest in absolutely nothing, you still get tons and tons and tons of value for absolutely free. And at the very least, you get to network, you get to hang out with other people, you get to join a community of like-minded people. So absolutely, this is the place to go if you want to find out more about how you can get started. Disclaimer, this is my affiliate link, okay? I'm going to be as transparent as possible, regardless of what I am talking about, or if I have no idea what I'm talking about. And every single guest that I would have in my future shows, or maybe if you want to pop on later on today, it's cool too. We are going to be 100% transparent. If you know me, if you know anything about what I do for the past 15 plus years as an entrepreneur, as a mentor, trainer, speaker, coach, I am always 1000% transparent. If it can be done, I will tell you it can be done. If I know how it's done, I will tell you how to do it. If I don't know something, I won't pretend that I do. Okay, so that's the one thing that you can be absolutely certain about, whether it's on this live stream or future ones or whatever other shows that we decide to put on. MyInternetBuilder.com is my affiliate link, okay? It's not the official Groove site. You can go there. You will be under me. But of course, when you are on my team, I will do everything I can to take care of you and make sure that you are ultimately successful as well and keeping up with the Groove spirit and with the times, right? Everything for now is absolutely free. So I highly recommend that you check it out. And of course, hit me up anytime that you need any type of assistance whatsoever. If you want to learn more about what we just did on the 14-day Groovathon, more specifically at Groove at Night, here's the thing, right? The live stream that was put on was 14 days in a row, right? Which means that it was 24 hours a day for 14 days, which means that obviously not one single human being could possibly be on live stream the entire time talking to you and whoever else wants to learn. For me, I had the pleasure, the honor, the privilege of actually hosting, along with some of my fellow co-hosts, what we call Groove at Night, which was nighttime in the USA. Okay, so anywhere between 9 p.m. EST to sometimes 4 p.m. to my time, actually 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. even. We've been doing live stream consecutively, and I've been on for like 4 to 8 hours at a time each and every single day. So that was definitely something of what I call an experience, because like I said, I had never really done a live stream like this before. Usually I would maybe have some private sessions with my students, and maybe it would be a Zoom meeting and we would have, you know, different things to talk about and different content to share, or I would do it in the form of YouTube videos, which were recorded and had the ability to be edited. But when you're doing things live, it was completely different. And those 14 days of experience really gave me what I needed in order for me to increase my confidence, improve my skills, and just be much more comfortable talking to a camera with 4 walls around me as opposed to having an actual audience. Okay, so this is great. This is very good, because never had I intended ever to do live streams. And now that I have that experience under my belt, I know that it can be done. I know that it's easy. I've gotten comfortable with it. And I also learned that many people are really interested in not only the content that we share, but just in the live streams in general. So of course, I don't expect a lot of people to show up ever. In fact, when I first clicked on the go live button, I did not expect anybody to show up. But now we got like 14, 17, close to 20 people right now watching, which I am eternally grateful for. So lots of things to learn, lots of things that I will continue to share with you. And if you are interested in learning more about live streaming as well, I was talking to a few people, in fact, for the last couple of weeks, and they said, wow, you know, your story is very inspirational. The way that you do your live streams has motivated me as well to do my own live streams, even though I'm not comfortable with it, even though it exceeds my comfort level. Well, to those of you who are going through that, I encourage you to do it, because like I said many times, even during those 14 days, how people see us, whether or not you are perfect in your delivery or whether or not you're making any sense, what you're talking about, right? None of that even matters. In fact, the moment that this live stream is over, you can delete it anytime that you want. You don't even have to save it if you don't want to. It's all just for experience, which is exactly what I am doing right now. So the one that I'm checking out right now is a platform called Restream. Okay, last week we used StreamYard, and I think we were looking at a couple other platforms as well. But right now I am using Restream. So if you like what you see, if you want to give it a shot, you can actually try it for absolutely free if you want. In fact, you get $10 credit in USD just for signing up. So if you want to check that out, you can go ahead and go to simonleung.com/Restream. But this, of course, is not a pitching session. I have nothing to sell you. In fact, everything that I've just shared with you and will continue to share with you, it's all absolutely free. And as much as possible, I would also like to interact with you. I would like to see what questions you might have. I would like to see what I can do for you, because I have no idea what I wanted to say. I have no idea what I want to talk about. And so if I have something to share, I will share. If you have something that you want to ask me, right? Feel free to do so in the comments section, and I'll be able to read it, and I'll be able to help you to answer any questions that I may be able to. Now, last time that we did this with StreamYard, usually it had like anywhere between a 20-second to 30-second delay on the questions, but we had hundreds of people, on that live stream. So all the questions were coming in rather quickly. This one, we've got a little bit less than 24 people who are live right now, to be expected, right? Because my channels are very small, my platforms are very small, my reach is not that big, just because I'm in what they call, I don't know, Facebook jail or whatever it is, right? Anything that I post, people don't really see it unless a lot of people start interacting with it, okay? So if you can do me a favor, like it, leave a comment or whatever else, it would definitely help to send that reach out. But if not, no big issues either, because all we really want to do in this first episode is to test out how everything is doing. Also, what I'm doing is I'm testing on multiple platforms all at once, okay? Not exactly every single platform, but I am on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on my personal profiles in Facebook, as well as my pages and things like that. So there's a lot of things that I'm kind of checking out right now, trying to see what works for later on. And of course, if you ever have an interest in being my guest, we can just basically get up here and talk about whatever we want, take questions, interact with anybody who wants to watch with us and interact with us. This is the new wave of the future. We've been talking for the last several months, right, about the new normal, about things that we need to get used to. Well, for the past couple of years, I've been teaching my YouTube strategies. I've been teaching about how for the past 15 years, I've already been on YouTube. I've been making money with videos, but in a much different way than what you might think, right? Not as a traditional YouTuber, not as somebody who just regularly records videos like a talking head video, similar to the ones that I'm doing right now, but rather doing it without creating your own videos, without showing your face, without even using your voice, okay? So I've been doing that for a very long time. I've been teaching people how to do that as well. And of course, now that we are in the new normal, many people also want to get into online videos and video marketing and maybe even becoming a YouTuber, but not everybody's comfortable with showing their face. Not everybody's comfortable talking, using their voice in whatever languages, and some people don't even want to create their own videos, okay? So in future sessions, maybe we'll be able to get into more how you can actually do that, how you can get into the multiple streams of online income, including videos, including streaming, including YouTuber or whatnot. SK, what's up, dude? He's saying, yo, bro, how's it going? SK is my, he used to be my student. He learned internet marketing and affiliate marketing from me, but more recently, he has become my go-to guy for real estate. In fact, this house that you see, actually this room that you see from this house, we bought it from SK because he was our agent at the time. But of course, I was talking to SK and he said, yeah, dude, I think you need to upgrade already, right? I said, why didn't you tell me this before? We got this, right? Because unfortunately, we didn't get to see the showroom or anything like that. We just kind of looked at the floor plan and figured at that time it was good enough for us. But of course, our business grew, our objectives grew, and now I want to do more videos. I want to do more live streaming. I want a bigger home office, home studio, right? And so SK was kind enough to show us around for months, all around Penang Island, all around even the mainland of Penang. And we were even looking into some other cities as well nearby, as well as in KL. But ultimately, we did find one that we recently closed on in the island of Penang, which is going through, in the US, we call it escrow. I don't know if that's what you call it here, but we're going through all these different paperwork and stuff right now. So we're planning to move in probably sometime early next year, after renovations and all that. So Mr. SK, thank you, sir, for all of your support and your help, because he definitely helped us out a lot when it came to looking for a new place, and we finally got it. Okay, so that's basically what it's like to be an internet entrepreneur, to live the internet marketing dream. When you have a goal, right? You have something that you want to do. Well, you just gotta go for it. You just gotta go and see what it is that you must do in order for you to reach those objectives. And so for many, many years, I've had the privilege, the honor of living what we call the internet lifestyle. And when 2020 hit, right, all of us were thinking, okay, now there is something called the new normal. What is it that we can do in order for us to do something else, to basically find out what it is that we need to do in order for us to adapt, to overcome all the different challenges, right? And I've told the story during the Groovathon, but in case you're interested, basically when a lot of my friends reconnected with me a few weeks into what we call MCO, otherwise known as Movement Control Order here in Malaysia, which is the lockdown, right? We cannot go out, we cannot do anything. Obviously, at that time, my business is closed, my office is closed, my live events closed. I could not do any seminars. I could not meet any of my clients. We could not proceed with our agency work because everything was closed, right? Nothing was open whatsoever. In fact, if you even walk out of the house, you could potentially get fined, right? So that's how strict our movement control order was. And so at that time, I just decided to defer back to things that I've been teaching, things that I've been doing, things like going online, things like applying my internet marketing skills to my various clients, my friends, right, who are in the US, expert internet marketers whom I'm now still working with, especially the people, as you know, from Groove, which is, by the way, that G that you see in the back, it stands for Groove. And of course, that's all we have been doing for the past several months, alongside many of our other things. Okay, so in reality, I believe that right now there are so many things that we can typically be adapting to. And going back to my sharing, a lot of my friends who are in the space, they basically reached out to me and said, hey, so how are you promoting your events these days? You must be doing a lot of webinars. You must be doing a lot of live courses, right? And my answer at the time was actually no. I did not put any of my classes online. I did not do any lives. In fact, again, this is my very first live at least for my own channels and for my own Facebook group. But previously, right, I only started just 2 weeks ago with the 14-day Groovathon. But of course, that gave me the confidence to continue to proceed forward and do many more. In fact, after the 14 days, within the group, many people were saying they got live stream withdrawals, right? People were missing the Groovathon. People were missing Groove at night. And so for about several days, we planned on how else we can go live and do our own thing, and still be able to provide that kind of value or entertainment to you if you wanted to. Okay, so all of this, we're basically saying we have a lot of opportunities for you if you want to essentially become an online entrepreneur. Because for me, I did not do any of my traditional courses ever since March of this year. I did not do any of my live classes. I did not do any teachings or training or coaching or any of the traditional mentoring. In fact, if you go to my website, you can see that on the screen right now, simonleung.com. You will notice that everything that I've done, whether it's mentorship, whether it's classes, whether it's consultation, whether it's anything else that I previously did for all of my clients, my students, my mentees, I've now converted everything to free. Okay. Is it going to last forever? Is it going to be, forever and a day that everything is from now on forward going to be free? No, absolutely not. Right. I am adapting to the times. I am making sure that during these times, not only here in Malaysia, but I know many people from all around the world, they are going through their own hardships, their own obstacles, their own challenges. And I thought that why not, while I still have the capability to make just a small, tiny bit of difference. Like I said, my reach is not big. I do not email my lists with hundreds of thousands of people and tell them, hey, check out my free offer or anything like that, right? If you somehow run across my website, if you somehow see my post, if you somehow found this video, right, and you're joining us live, then maybe, right, we have in Chinese what we call 缘分, right? We are destined to have our cross paths. We are destined to maybe work together somehow, some way. And while I am offering a lot of these things for free, I would encourage you to take advantage of it. Why not? Let this be an opportunity for you, for me, for both of us to mutually potentially benefit from what I consider a long-lasting high potential relationship. Okay, so there's many different things that I believe we can do together. I have not actually gone on and done any of my, like I said, online courses. I did not defer to Facebook ads. In fact, I believe nobody in the last years has seen any of my Facebook ads. Why? Because I don't run any Facebook ads. I don't need to be one of those people who are running Facebook ads and trying to sell my courses online, because that's not how I make my living, right? That's not how my revenue comes in. That's not how I build my businesses. I've spent the last several months implementing, applying everything that I've been teaching over the past 15 years. Ask any one of the brand new so-called fake gurus, right? Who maybe attended one or two of my classes, or maybe bought a $10 Udemy course, and somehow they are now experts, right? There are so many of them out there. In fact, if you take a look at all the different fake gurus, scammers, all the different videos on YouTube, it's now become a thing where now more than ever, it's already been a problem for the past few years. But now more than ever, everyone wants to be an expert. Everyone's on what? Zoom, right? Or Skype, or whatever other online webinar platform, and they want to sell you courses. The only other course that I have actually been doing online are absolutely free ones, right? I teach people, if you want, how to build a website for free. I teach you how to do e-commerce if you want for free and build an entire store. I teach you how to get started with email marketing also for free, along with many other topics that I still plan to continue to launch. Okay, so of course, that just goes to show, and it's not just me, a lot of the other veterans in the space, the real deal, the people who actually know what they're doing, they're not going to quote unquote take advantage of this time, right? By taking advantage of you, trying to sell you on your what do you call it? Like you're desperate, right? A lot of people are desperate. And so they see that. They say, because you're desperate, I want to kind of prong on that, right? I want to make sure that I go ahead and take full advantage of it. Okay. For the rest of us, we make sure that if you are desperate, or if you want something, or if you need a certain type of helping hand, we do this to you and help you and give you additional content for absolutely free. Okay, so I just want to take a quick second to give a couple shout outs to a few of you who are leaving comments. Thank you very much, Adeline. I believe we were in touch a couple of weeks ago regarding the Groovathon. I don't know if you actually ever got the link to join us, because I didn't see you on there. But whatever the case, we're friends on Facebook, so reach out to me anytime. Yamin, thanks for sharing. Hey, what's up, dude? From the Groovathon. Yeah, our fellow Groove, right? Very cool to see you. Thanks for joining me live this time, not on Groove at Nights, but on my personal official page. Okay, Melissa, how you doing? It's been so long. I think the last time that we hung out was more than 10 years ago in Australia, maybe in Sydney, right? But ever since then, I think we've lost touch. Great to get back in touch with you. Thank you so much. KK Lee, I believe we met at one of my events in KL. Yes, fake guru everywhere. I'm sure you know as much as I do, because you attend many live seminars, you go to many events, right? And maybe it's easy for a lot of people to try and convince people to trust them, to convince them to buy their products or whatever else. But coming from a place of having been there, done that, I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been making money online since 1997, over 20 years. I know what works. I know what doesn't work, right? And I know just by listening to some people, do they know what they're talking about, or are they pretending right? You can pretty much tell just very easily. Okay, so if you don't know, if you need help trying to figure it out, ask me anytime, reach out anytime, because I have now humbled myself, right? I am no longer, if you met me even as recently as 2 or 3 years ago, you might see me as, you know, the untouchable, unreachable guy who is on top of the stage, and right after the event is over, I hilang, right? Disappear. I'm gone because I'm so atas, right? This is a Malay for being high class or somebody who is really full of themselves, right? Well, for me, I've actually humbled myself because I felt like it was time to. Your success is not determined by how much money you make, what level you have, right? Or what level you're in, or maybe the kind of stature that you have in society. What I've learned, and I've learned this more so recently in the last several months from true veterans, from people whom I actually consider to be mentor figures as well. They told me, well, you know what? If you're going to be successful, you are going to help as many people as possible. You're going to scoop down to their level, right? And you're going to see them at eye level, and you are going to reach out your hand, and you are going to help them at any moment that you can. So I highly encourage, for those of you who are in that position, whether you are on your way up or you're already up there, to definitely take a step back and realize what is important in your life. Because I learned this much more so in the last few weeks, when during the Groovathon that I was talking about, I started to reach out to a variety of friends in my network. Because I know that for my Groove members, I want to make sure that everybody gets as much value as possible. I want to make sure that if I can, I want to reach out to my network. I want to reach out to my friends who normally would be untouchable. But because of me reaching out to them, now they will say yes, and now they will be accessible to the hundreds of thousands in our Groove community who probably would never otherwise have the opportunity to meet those people, right? And so I decided that I was going to do that. I reached out to some people thinking that, of course, it's not really a favor. It's more of an opportunity, a mutual opportunity, because now I have the opportunity to introduce them to hundreds of thousands of people. And so hundreds of thousands of people will have the privilege to get to know this new mentor figure whom I consider a close friend. But it's also an opportunity for them, right? Because now they also get to have their exposure reached out to hundreds of thousands of people who probably previously did not know them. So what I learned, right, is that not everybody necessarily appreciates you. Not necessarily everybody appreciates opportunity, and not everybody is willing to help. What do I mean by that? Well, when I say that, when I reach out to these people expecting that it would be a favor to them, some of them evidently didn't see it that way. They thought that they would be doing me a favor. They thought that it was some kind of promotion. They thought that it was something that I wanted them to do for me, right? So that's a mindset issue right there. Now, sure, some of the people that I did ask, they thought that they were doing me a favor. They thought that they were supporting me, which they were. But at the same time, they said, I support you because we're friends, because I want to help your people as well, because during these times, we want to assist as many people as possible, make that difference, right? Create an impact. Those are the kind of people that I want to work with. Those are the kind of people who are actually at the eye level that I was talking about, right? Then there are those who say, thanks for the opportunity, but I will pass, right? Thank you for asking me, but it's not for me. Thanks for letting me know, but I don't think I can do it, right? Then, well, let me take a step back. To those who respond as a courtesy and say that it's not for them, they don't have the same vision I do, they don't want to be on the show, they don't want to be interviewed, they don't want to present anything of value of content, it's okay, right? We're not saying that you must see what I see. This is not politics. I am not going to bash you for having different views as I do, right? It's cool. We can still part as friends. What I find disrespectful are those who read the messages, ignore, right? Because they think that, oh, I'm asking them for a favor. Because they think, oh, I don't think I want to help, so I'm not going to respond to you at all, right? I have several of those, in fact, more than you can count. In fact, some of whom I expected more from. And so what is the lesson of all of this? Not everybody's going to be with you. Not everybody's going to want to help you. Not everybody is on your side. When you see those fake gurus who pretend that they want to help you, but only in exchange for something else, what's in it for them, right? Are you going to pay them? Are you going to give them some kind of testimonial? Are you going to help them spread the word, give them additional exposure? If they don't see value in you, they will ignore you. If you don't pay them, if you don't give them some type of a mentorship fee, they will not give you the time of day, right? I've seen this time and time again. On the other hand, I'm talking about the levels, and I'm going to name a few, gurus that are in the space, big names, people like the Adam Koo of the world, right? There's also Fabian Lim, Jazz Lai, right? Terrence Tan, there's Henry Gold, basically all these big names, Ernesto Verdugo. I can name so many. I had over 30 interviews during the past couple of weeks of big time gurus, right? Who normally would be untouchable, who normally you cannot reach them because they're at that high level. But they said, sure, buddy, let's go ahead and do this. Let's share value. Let's help people. And they agreed to it. Okay. So if you think that you're at any kind of level, that you're successful, you're very cool, right? You're somebody that people look up to. At the end, you need to know and understand that when you humble yourself, you will finally notice and realize there are other people who are more successful than you. There are other people who know more than you, who have more fans than you. We have interviewed people who had millions of people who are subscribers of their YouTube channels, who like them on their pages, and they still said yes, right? Then to those of you who, let's just not say you said no, okay? Let's say that you completely ignored all those things, from helping people to seeing the opportunity to knowing what you can do to provide value to others. By ignoring, does that make you a better person? Does that make you feel better about yourself? Does that make you cooler than all the real atas, high class, upper class people who did say yes? Well, that's for you to think about, right? But if you ask me, I think that for anybody who see the value in providing value, who know that they're here for a reason, to be able to share as much as they can, to the point of the value that they were able to share. Each and every single one of my guests, at the very minimum, had 2-hour slots. For 2 hours, they came in and they shared freely. Some even had multiple spots, multiple 2-hour spots. Some came back 2, 3, 4, 5 times as well, okay? So this is what we need to adapt to. If you call this the new normal, if you call this the 2020 way, or whatever else, right? This is what I believe is the new normal for all of us, to be able to freely help out one another and not so much about ourselves. We got a few people who are showing up again. Hey, Jerry, keep rocking. Thanks, dude. I think very soon we're going to need you to be on the show with us. And by the way, this is all happening thanks to Jerry and his tools, okay? Alvin, what's up, dude? Nice setup and lights. Thank you very much. In fact, I was trying to figure out how to turn on these lights just moments ago. So that just goes to show how not cool I am. Speaking of gurus, speaking of who's who, look who stopped by. What's up, Gary? It's been so long, man. I think the very first event that I ever went to in San Antonio, Texas, where I met people like Mike Filsame, where I met people like Tom Beal and Henry Gold, who was also on the show a couple of weeks ago. I met Gary at that very same event. And so if you don't know who Gary is, look him up. I don't know if it's still GaryAmbrose.com or whatever else, but he was definitely one of the people that I looked up to when I first got started as a Google employee in 2004. Gary Ambrose was one of those gurus that I learned from. Of course, I bought some of his products as well. I used his tools, including the I don't remember what it's called, but the free list autoresponder, right? I used that definitely for the first few years as well. Finn, how are you doing? Ivy, Ivy says atas. So many people. Shay, my new friend on Facebook. Nice to see you again. I think you totally joined us recently on the Groovathon. Nice to see you. KK, right? Yes, totally agree with you. Thank you so much. Yes, Gary, you are still alive. That is a good thing. I think if I'm not wrong, last time that we spoke, you were in like Orlando in Florida or something like that. I think a lot of things are happening in Florida right now. I know Mike and the entire team, they're all there. Lots of people are there. So very cool that everything is still going cool for you. Yamin, what platform are you using? Is great, and your stream is looking good. Thank you. I am using right now, again, it's a test. This is my very first live stream on my own, on my YouTube channel, and simultaneously on Facebook as well as Twitch and maybe a couple other platforms. This one that I'm trying right now is called Restream. Okay, later on we'll be using some additional ones, and I'll be able to give you more of a comparison on which one I recommend for you. But Restream is free. You can get started for absolutely nothing, and you even get $10 credits for signing up. So you can go and check it out, simonleung.com/Restream. Okay, Gary says, yes, been a long time, but here we are. Authenticity goes a long way. If anybody knows about authenticity, I believe is definitely Gary. Again, one of the first guys that I ever learned from. In fact, the very first event where I met Gary, he was on stage and he was sharing this story about how he was the top affiliate for Mike Vilsain during the butterfly marketing launch. And I think I'm as surprised as you, Gary, that I remember this story, but it really hit home because at that time I was meeting gurus for the first time. I was getting introduced to internet marketing for the very first time, right? I saw numbers on websites, people who were doing not webinars, not live streams. They were called teleseminars back then. That's how old school we are, right? Because they were done via telephone, right? And on more than one occasion, on the different teleseminars, people will say, oh yeah, I made this much and this sales letter made how much in revenue and profits and sales and all that. It was really cool. But it's nothing like actually meeting a guru and actually seeing their screenshots and hearing from them directly how they were able to change their own lives with the help of their JV partners, with one another, and of course change the lives of not only them but their family and anyone else along the way. And he was saying how the launch happened in January of, I believe, 2006, which was close to 15 years ago now, right? And he was saying at the time, it was very easy for me because I already have a list. I already have customers, and almost without any sweat, right? Not even without any effort, he was able to, not in sales, but if I recalled correctly, he made 6 figures, over $100,000 just in affiliate commissions. And his story, the way that he ended it was, well, in January, I made over $100,000 just in commissions. So if I wanted to, my year was done, right? I did not have to do anything for the rest of the year. And that really hit home for me because at that time, for me, it was all about time freedom. It was all about living the internet dream, the lifestyle. And to see somebody who have actually been there, done that, and sharing the story with us, it was an unbelievable experience, right? And of course, as an entrepreneur, he did not end there, right? He continued to work. He continued to make sure that, he was able to help other people, sold his mentorship programs, and helped other people who wanted to learn from him. And that went on for a very long time. So with all of that, right? Authenticity goes a long way. The moral of the story is, yes, you can help other people, but only if you are able to help yourself first. Don't be that fake guru, okay? Don't pretend to be somebody that you're not. Don't say that you can help somebody change their lives, show them freedom, tell them how they will completely change their lives and impact every single fiber of their being later on down the future when they themselves are still struggling to survive, right? They themselves are banking on you wanting to buy their system, buy their products so that they can continue on with their own internet marketing dream, okay? Authenticity, as what Gary Ambrose is saying, is when you yourself are able to do it. You know how to do it. You're living it, right? And now you are helping other people how to do it based on your experience, using a system that you know works, not because somebody on Udemy that you paid $10, right, for told you that it works. Not because you attended my class or Gary's class or any other guru's class, right? And 1 week later, you become an expert. That's not how it works, folks, right? Authenticity goes a long way, meaning that if you're going to go anywhere in life, you absolutely must make sure that you are somebody who knows what you're talking about, who not only talks the talk, but also walks the walk. SK is saying, nice pink background, QQ idea. Actually, very heavily influenced by QQ, for sure. Gary says, when they come back, get out to live events. The only reason we met was because you made the effort to show up. You self-qualified. We met at several other events after that. And if I'm not mistaken, you spoke on one of my stages several years later. Absolutely right, Gary. And oh, here's one thing that I noticed about Restream. It does not show everything if your message is too long. So that's probably something that we'll need to consider later on for one of the live streaming comparison tools or whatever else. But Gary is absolutely right. He said that when we are all able to go out again, right, fly again, when it's safe to go to the US again and travel around. I'm not in the US, by the way, for those of you who don't know. I'm right now in Malaysia, which means that we're actually locked down. I cannot travel to the US. In fact, I can't even leave the country. But when things do open back up, live events are happening again, right? Definitely go to live events for the purpose of networking. Gary's right. The only reason why we're able to connect in the first place and where I am today is because I decided to finally, after studying online for over 2 years, decided that I was going to go to my first internet marketing event. At that event, I met people like Gary, I met Mike Fulsame, I met Terry Dean, I met Donna Fox, I met Tom Beal, and so many other names that right now I cannot remember, Henry Gold as well. But it's because of live events that we're able to connect, and you're not ever going to be able to have that personal friendship, that personal relationship with anybody unless you actually meet in person. Great example with Mike Fulsame. I met him, of course, at that seminar, and for many, many years after that, maybe here and there, I was his affiliate. I would promote something for him for one or two of his products or something like that. But we would always meet up in places like Vegas. We went to Mexico together, right? We went to places like Florida, and we went to San Diego. We partied in LA. We went all around the world on cruises. We were friends for over 15 years before we finally collaborated on GrooveFunnels. Okay, so a lot of times it does take that personal relationship for you to start building from scratch, to be friends with somebody first before you can actually start working with them. And same thing with Gary, right? I believe, yes, it was just a few years later, you had another one of your gateway seminars or something like that. It was probably in Orlando or somewhere in Florida. And yes, I was privileged enough to be invited to be on that platform. So definitely, it's all because of that first event that we met. Because if we had never met, if we didn't continue to see each other in seminars, if we didn't keep in touch and maintain that friendship, a lot of the business relationships and projects and ventures later on would have never happened. Okay, so definitely when everything is all fine and dandy, right, this is how it's gonna be played. All right, Kristenum, how are you? Hi, bro. Good to see you. Joe Friendly says, don't tell people the new Batman film is going to be great when it's not authenticity. Funny. I have no idea when the new Batman film is coming out, but I'll be interested to know more about it because I used to be a Batman fan. Hi, everyone. Hola, Elizabeth. ¿Cómo estás? It's been a long time, huh? Deadly Toxin says, hi, bro. Okay, and we have some additional ones coming in. Okay, so going back to everything that we've been talking about so far, it's been maybe, wow, time really flies when you're having fun. I think I've been on for about an hour already just talking about nothing. It's like a Seinfeld episode, right? It just happens and things are going on, but nothing's really happening. And I think that's probably something that we can learn to expect from a lot of my live streams, especially the ones that are not pre-planned, especially the ones that, you know, are not necessarily any of topic of interest. At least not yet. Okay, so later on, I do intend to have many more different types of live streams that contain some usable, actionable content that you can use. Of course, I'm very open to suggestions. I'm open to what you want to learn about. So let me know. Okay, go to my Facebook pages. You can see on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Write posts, right? Right on the wall, if you still call it a wall. Comment on some of the live streams. Let me know what exactly you would like to see in future ones. The first few will probably be more on the topic of live streams and videos and video marketing, simply because this is the start of a new journey, right? So for all of us, if you want to join me, if you want to get on board together, I'll definitely do what I can to share as much content with you as possible. But of course, if you also want to be a guest, if you want to join me on these live streams and we have a much more comfortable conversation, it'll be almost like a Skype call or a Zoom call, whatever else, not somebody staring blankly into a camera, facing, again, four walls, being completely awkward because you have no idea who's looking at you and who's not. You see no eyes or whatever else, right? If you want to have an actual conversation or do some kind of presentation or just share along with whatever you got to share, right? Definitely let me know. Hit me up. Let's do some of these together. Let's go ahead and share more value to one another. And we will have many things that we will continue to share. Okay. Elizabeth says, nothing but sounds so interesting, like a true marketer. LOL. I think it's been a very long time since we last hung out as well, since one of the cruises, maybe 10 or 12 years ago, Elizabeth. So very good to see you again. And folks, that's the beauty of going live, right? Because a lot of people that I'm seeing right now who are commenting on Facebook, who are commenting on YouTube, these are all people that I have not connected with for many, many years. Because again, I'm in some kind of Facebook jail or something where my regular posts, they just do not get that reach. Okay, so now this gives me the opportunity, and it will give you the same opportunity to reach out to more people as much as possible as well. So with YouTube, it's going to be the exact same thing. I'm seeing a lot of people that I have never, ever seen before, never connected with. So there you go, right? The true basis of video marketing, especially with live streaming, all in its proof, right? The proof is in the pudding, because we have many people. Now we've grown to close to 30 people who've been watching. Now it's 34 people. It just continues to grow little by little. Of course, there are people who leave as well because it's not for everybody. And that's marketing 101. That's business 101. What you share is not going to be for everybody. You cannot expect to be everything to everyone. That's just not possible. What I will continue to go for me personally, I want people to connect with me, right? I want you to connect with my personality. Those who want to hear what I have to share, whether it's marketing related or not, whether it's business related or not, or whether it's about languages, whether it's about cultures, whether it's about food or holidays or lifestyle or blogs or whatever else, right? I want you to be invested in me, right? The personality, right? Not necessarily the content, because as you know, As you see in the last hour, I can just go on and on and on about many different things. I'm not just gonna stay with one topic most of the time. So if you're interested, I welcome you to interact with me. If you're not interested, go ahead, do whatever else is more important to you. No hard feelings. We part as friends. Okay. KS is saying, hi from Kuala Lumpur. Hope you guys are doing well in KL. I understand that you guys are back in CMCO, which is the Conditional Movement Control Order. Okay, so the cases are going up. So we're looking to make sure that we're keeping safe, stay at home if you can, make sure that all is well. And that goes for everybody who is in KL or anybody in Malaysia or anywhere that is affected as well. Okay, cool. All right. Now we have a question from Christinum. Help me, I made a mistake. I don't know what mistake you made, but it says, bro, please, can I use another email for my AdSense? Sure, you can use another email for your AdSense. You can probably contact your, you can probably use that for, go log into your AdSense account and then make the changes or whatever. But this actually is not about, it's not about AdSense, but thank you for your question. Okay, Just in Trend TV says, hi, bro, I'm your valid follower. It's my first time in your live video from Philippines, based here in Dubai. I love Dubai. I also love the Philippines. It's been 10 years since I've traveled to either of those places. But the good news is actually I'm in touch with some of my friends in the Philippines. We might actually be doing something cool for our students in the Philippines sometime soon. So stay tuned for that. Let me know if you need additional information about that. But, you know, even though we have all these things happening during these times, we still want to do whatever we can all across the world to bring that value. And here in Dubai, congratulations for being in Dubai. It's got like the best this and the highest that and everything. So like whether it's the building or the fountain or, you know, hotels, world's only 7-star hotel or something like that. Anyway, Dubai is absolutely amazing. Last week, I was talking to my friend Ernesto Verdugo, who was the first and only person to ever bring me to Dubai for multiple seminars, including one in I believe Abu Dhabi as well. So definitely a place that I miss and one that is on my list when this opens next. When the country opens and we're able to travel, we should definitely do that. Okay, so congratulations for all of that. Ivy, how are you doing? We are now in emergency, LOL, right? Emergency, whatever that means. We were supposed to have some kind of an announcement from our PM last night. It never happened. He was supposed to talk about some kind of emergency. We don't know what emergency that is because it got canceled. And a lot of people are thinking that it's probably just political or whatever else. We don't know, but whatever the case, whether you're talking about politics or whether you're talking about, you know, the pandemic or whatever else, definitely do what you can to take care of yourself. Gary, we should talk at some point, but if we do, I'll be asking you as many questions as you ask me. Let's bring it, man. Bring it. Let's do it because it's been so long. I think the last time that we talked would have been when I was either still in the US and we chatted. Well, definitely I was still in the US. Either it was over the phone, that one time that we talked at like 2 or 3 a.m., or it was at your event in Orlando. So it was definitely a very long time ago. We are definitely due for a catch-up, senor. Claudia is my aunt from Hong Kong. Bravo. Ivy says, Gary Ambrose, please do a live webinar interview with Simon so that we can learn from your questions as well. Well, Gary, I think that's the invitation is on the table. So if you're up for it, I say let's do it. Christinem, I am not in Dubai. I am in Malaysia, originally from Hong Kong, grew up in the US. Jun C Vlog says, hello, I am Filipino. How are you? Gary says it's 3:38 a.m. here right now. Still a night owl. Some things never change, right? Once a night owl, always a night owl, especially if you are an entrepreneur, right? That's what happens Tui, my man, mate, what's going on? When are you coming back to Australia? I would love to come back to Australia. We are not legally able to leave the country until at least 2021, okay? At least for me, as a foreigner here in Malaysia, so I think I won't be going on a plane anytime soon. But the moment that it opens up, let me know if you're still in Melbourne, and I will definitely hit you up. We will hang out like old times. Tui is one of my old buddies. I think, again, 10 years ago. Feels so old. Everything happens over 10 years ago now. About 10 plus years ago, I actually stayed about 2 months, I believe, in Australia. And in Melbourne, I think I also stayed at his house for several weeks. So it was definitely good times. I will definitely let you know the next time that I come back to Australia. It's been a long time since we've traveled to anywhere, and I am definitely up for a trip sometime soon. So with all of that, we have so many things planned for you. We have so many things that we want to continue to share with you as time goes on. Definitely be sure to connect with me. Let me know what kind of videos, what kind of lives you want to see. Let me know what kind of guests you want to hear from, what kind of interviews you want me to do, because we have so many different options, so many potential. We have somebody who wants to learn how to speak English, like me, right? I don't know what you call my accent. Some people say, oh yeah, it's just a pure American accent, right? Some people say it's a mix between Hong Kong and Chinese and also American. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do some sessions about my own pronunciations in different languages or whatever else. I'm also seeing some comments which are in Chinese. And just so that you know, I am a banana, which means that my Chinese completely sucks. I can, of course, communicate 一点点，没有问题。如果你要跟我讲的话，我的普通话其实是跟我一样，都是很普通。Okay, so that's pretty much it. 廣東話都係可以。So whatever it is that you want to ask me in relation to languages, the correct pronunciations or whatever else, I have no problems doing that as well. Okay, before we end, if you have any questions like Junsi, right, definitely put them down in the comments so that I can at least let you know if I know them. If I don't, I'll direct you to the right resources. But before we end, I want to make sure that we end on a high note. We don't want to go with any of your questions unanswered. But in about 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes, I am scheduled to be on another call with the one, the only David Kavanaugh and his private students. So I cannot stay for too long. But if you do have a question, Junsi, you can go ahead and ask it within the next couple of minutes while I am still here. And just so that you know as well, we do have a couple other guests that I am talking to who will, in probably a short amount of time, will be joining me on a variety of different live streams just because they were recently on the Groovathon with me. And of course, as co-host or as guest, we decided that 14 days was simply not enough. We want to provide even more value to you. We want to share even more, and we also are experiencing withdrawals, which means that we want to interact with you once again. People like David Kavanaugh, people like Jerry Chen, who joined us for 3 different sessions on SEO, as well as multiple tier affiliate programs, which was absolutely awesome, by the way. If you want to learn more about that, definitely choose to join us on our team right here. I talked about this before, but you can join me on my team at the Groove community for free lifetime access. You'll be on my team along with Jerry Chen, and we will work alongside with you on making money online with multiple tier affiliate program. He is an expert in traditional network marketing even. Okay, so if you want to learn how he was able to build big teams, get on the live big stages with over 10,000 people with 95% online strategies, this is the team that you should be joining. We also have Asher All, who also join us for a variety of different sessions. Definitely, you will want to stick around later on when he is on, because he shares a lot of really cool nuggets. Everybody absolutely adored his presentations, all the way from Singapore, my neighbor in Malaysia, but of course, really far if you consider it's 8 hours of driving time, since we cannot fly on planes these days. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. Gary says, shoot me a message on FB. We'll figure something out. Give me some time. I'll have to work on my video background first. Hey, man, just do a green screen. Go up against the wall, right? As we like to say, it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to be great to get started, but you do need to be. You do need to start to be great. I don't know. I think I need some break, huh? All right, so sorry for worrying you. The email I use for my YouTube, I have it on AdSense, but I don't have website yet. If I connect to my YouTube account, I hope it wouldn't be disabled. Don't worry. You did not worry me. I am not worried whatsoever. But if you, I think I would just probably suggest that you contact Google or YouTube support for something like this, because it sounds like you're having some internal issues. You can always just try to change your email address or apply for a new AdSense account. But without the valid information, I don't think I'm able to help you too much. Maybe we can touch base privately later on, so that we're not bothering too many people with personal issues here, okay? I am a beginner here in YouTube. Every time I have a new subscriber, 10 or 20 in the next day, it will disappear or it's lost again. I'm not sure what you mean by it's disappear or lost again, but just so that you know, it is a normal thing for subscribers to unsubscribe. It's a normal thing for you to lose subscribers count as well, because of a variety of different reasons. Some people may lose interest in your content, maybe depending on how you got those subscribers in the first place, right? Maybe they're no longer valid. Some people cancel their accounts. YouTube, they also take a look at some of your subscribers. If they see that it is not a valid subscriber, if they see that maybe it is not active after a short amount of time, or maybe that is not an appropriate use of an account, they will delete subscribers from time to time, okay? So losing subscribers is actually a very natural thing. What I teach when it comes to my YouTube marketing is that we do not want to actually just depend on subscribers. Subscribers are great. It gives you bragging rights, right? But in order for you to make money, let's say you want to monetize on your YouTube channel, right? Ad monetization is not the only way. There are many other ways that you can make money on YouTube. If you go to my YouTube channel, which you can see at the bottom of the screen, youtube.com/Simon Leung, you can see that I actually have a lot of videos that talk about multiple ways that you can monetize on your YouTube that doesn't necessarily require you to have a lot of subscribers. In fact, you don't need to show your face. You don't need to talk. You don't need to create any of your own videos. You can still make money with multiple streams of income in a variety of ways as well, okay? So don't, unless you want it for bragging rights, unless you're really trying to get qualified for ad monetization or whatever else, right? Having subscribers is not so important, especially if you're worrying about 10 or 20 subscribers. You're probably nowhere near the goal that you need to have in order for you to qualify for ad monetization in the first place, okay? So I will recommend that you take a look at some of my other videos, learn the appropriate marketing strategies. Of course, comment on the videos if you have any questions so that we can kind of help you along the way. But at the end of the night, even for the channel that you see right now, youtube.com/Simon Leung, I have not focused on this channel for a very long time. In fact, I started this channel back in 2006. In, I think, February. And for years and years and years, I completely neglected it until last year, okay? Where I then started adding some videos here and there a little bit more consistently. But as you can see, I do not focus on this channel a lot. I do not focus on uploading the videos a lot, but it still continues to grow consistently every single day with, I don't know, sometimes you get 10 new subscribers, sometimes you get 50, sometimes you get 100. Again, it's not very consistent, right? But my main monetization model, number one, is not with ads for this particular channel. So my subscribers, don't really matter. Number two, this is not my main channel. I actually have other channels that are anonymous, that do not show my face, where viewers have no idea that I am the person who owned this channel. Those are the channels that actually are monetizing in multiple streams of income, okay? And I show you how you can do that in some of the videos in my YouTube channel that you see, youtube.com/Simon Leung. Take a look at some of the videos, take a look at some of the playlists. You will be able to learn more about how you can do that, okay? I have full support for you now. I wish you can review my channel. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you, sir. You are very welcome. Okay, so with that said, I have less than 10 minutes before I am scheduled to go for another call, to go on another live stream again. So for my very first live stream, which went on for longer than expected, I was expecting to come on for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, see that I'm talking to myself for 10 minutes. Nobody is talking to me back. Nobody is watching. Nobody's commenting. I was just going to tuck in my head and look down and feel depressed for the rest of the day that I was just talking to myself for the past 10 minutes. But fortunately, you were all here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your interaction. Right now, I have no set schedule for when I will be on live again. Maybe later on, we will have some set schedules for shows, come every single Monday or Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern or Asia Pacific time or whatever else. Right now, we have none of that. So what I'm just planning right now is that at any time, any day, any moment, I can just click on the go live button and we will just go live, and I'll see you if I see you, okay? And if not, no worries. Hopefully everything got recorded correctly, everything got done the right way, and we will see more and more of each other. But in the meantime, definitely continue to connect with me. Go to my YouTube channel, go to my Facebook page, or if we're friends, on my on my Facebook profile, continue to interact and let me know what kind of content you want to see, as well as what you want to contribute in the future. And if you want to actually be on the show, I think it will be a lot of fun just to feature you, just to chat and mess around and do whatever else. But in the meantime, I believe that it is the weekend. Yep, it is the weekend for all of us. Even in Pacific Standard Time, it is now close to 1 a.m. So I'm not expecting a huge US audience, except for people like Gary who are night owls. It is close to 4 a.m. for him, and he is still up, he's still alive, and he is still cranking on his work. And that's the life of an internet entrepreneur. That's what we all do. So if this is the lifestyle that you want, if this is what you want to do, I am usually up at the wee hours of the morning as well. We can actually start our own mastermind groups, lives, or whatever else, and just make sure that we keep each other sane and entertained while we are all going through what we call the new normal. Okay, so for those of you who are here still, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy Saturday with the rest of us. Janie says, have a great weekend. That would be great. Tom, you came in just in time for me to say bye. So, hey, Tom. Bye, Tom, and bye, everybody else as well. Thank you so much for joining. I will be here. I will continue to do our lives whenever we feel like it. Connect with me definitely on Facebook. Connect with me on social media. Connect with me on YouTube and anywhere else that you might see my name, because, again, I can just be going live at any given time. So, on behalf of me, myself, and I, thank you so much for joining us on my first ever myself live stream. This is history in the making. We'll continue to do more as time goes on, and I will see you on the next one. Yes, I am sure I want to finish the stream. Again, Q, I will see you